having a permit and for, I guess it's called obstructing the Capitol.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been watching this with kind of growing alarm, my union and the Dane County Deputy Sheriff's Association over the past few weeks. And we felt it was time to make a statement about what we felt was going on.
Well, it's a very clear and unambiguous statement, and I think one that the founders of this country would be very proud of. Are you having any success with this, or is anybody listening?
Well, people are certainly listening. Our phones have been ringing off the hook, the contacts in the press release, and so people are definitely paying attention. I think it started a very good dialogue. My understanding is, I haven't heard of any policy changes as a result. The chief of the Capitol Police Department issued a response to our statement, but what we want are people to become aware of what's happening. And the press release wasn't lip service. We truly feel these rights strike to the very core of our existence as Americans. What makes us Americans.
This is the First
What
Amendment.
separates us from a lot of other nations in this world.
You're absolutely right.
Don't enjoy these freedoms.
Detective Austin is the head of the Capitol Police who changed their policy and started arresting people for exercising their free speech rights. Was this a decision made unilaterally by the head of the Capitol Police and the associated agencies, or are they answering to somebody else? Is there a political component to this, or is there some other bureaucratic or administrative component to this? What's happening?
Well, let me just say that, I certainly don't have access to the inner workings of the state government at this point, and so can only speculate as to motivations. But I do know that the Capitol Police Chief answers to the Department of Administration, which is a department out of the executive branch of our government. So, which answers to Scott Walker. Yes. So I think, and there's a new chief was brought in. And again, I don't know the man personally, so I'm not commenting on motivations or anything like that. All I can do is comment on observations that we're seeing in changes of behavior. And so I think, certainly what I'm hearing is that marching orders are coming from the DOA. And the irony of all of this is that, the protests were really kind of quieting down, becoming smaller and smaller as time passed. It's kind of a natural progression of things. And this is really, I think, started to incite, more people coming again. And so I'm not really sure if the stated claim was we're just trying to restore order in the Capitol. It was a pretty orderly place. And so I'm not really sure of the motivation. Yeah, and it might even backfire. Go ahead. The other component to our release is an acknowledgement of the terrible position this puts the rank and file officers of the Capitol Police Department in. Sure. And these officers for a year and a half have dealt very admirably with protests and have really done a phenomenal job. And I think they're being put in a position now. Coincidentally, they were one of the few police agencies or groups of police officers in Wisconsin that were not exempt from Act 10, which means they have lost their collective bargaining rights. So these officers are extremely vulnerable to the whim of their leadership in the Department of Administration and have little recourse to fight back against that. And so I think they're being put in a really not only a bad position, but a potentially dangerous situation where they're having to provoke confrontations with people that are not necessary. Wow. Police Detective Brian Austin, MPPOAinfo.com, the Madison Professional Police Officers Association. Detective Austin, thank you so much for being with us.